Hello and welcome to UTB Blogcast number 67. With me tonight is a smaller crew. It's just me, Brad, and Dave. Hopefully Alpha can join later, but Roy is experiencing some difficulties, so he's gone this week. Hopefully he's back next week. Let's say hello, Brad and Dave.
Hello, Brad and Dave. And Erica.
Let's go ahead and just jump right in with the news that everybody is excited to hear, and that is 10.3.3 is finally here.
Finally.
Yay!
So, I'm not on it.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm on AT&T.
Yeah, so, Dave, do you have any first-hand knowledge?
I have been mashing the update button for 2 days.
You haven't got it either?
And I've been mashing it on both my Z30 and Passport. And I've come up with nothing. And I'm wondering if the reason is because neither one of them has a SIM in it. But I haven't bothered to try and put my SIM in the Passport to see if that makes a difference. So I don't know.
Your phones are carrier locked?
They're both carrier purchased but unlocked.
Well, if you have anything you'd like to add to the 10.3.3 conversation, jump into our live chat on YouTube. And we'll share your comments with the rest of our listeners. Since we don't have any first-hand experience tonight because we're all stuck waiting for it to drop.
We're all, 10.3.3 virgins. I wanted to get it OTA. I could do autoloader or something like that, but I wanted to get it OTA just because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And from what I've read,
I never feel comfortable with autoloaders and things. I've just never felt good at doing it that way.
I'm loading it on something this weekend. Something will have it loaded this weekend. I'm trying to figure out which one, and I think I'm going to do my Passport just because I've got so much on it. I think an autoload of a wipe would do it good. My Leap and Z and Q, I'll probably wait for those to get the over the air, but something, I got to play with it. I got to play with it this weekend.
Well, from what I understand, I think it crunches Facebook. That anybody that was,
which I don't use.
No, neither do I. But there's that. So no matter what, I think you're using the website, and that's it. And then I think it also crunches Snap, which an awful lot of people use because it's a wonderful, wonderful app to get your Android apps with. But apparently it's being worked on, and maybe a few days, it'll be up and running again, depending on what the problem is.
So we've heard that it's was it John Muir? Is he he's working on it to get it working?
Yeah, he sent out a tweet saying he knows that there's a problem and he's working on it, and give him a few days and
awesome.
He'll have something. So as we all know, what we think might take a few days could be more, but you never know. So at least it's being worked on. He's a good guy.
I'm just glad to finally see it. Regardless of what's new, regardless of what's not new, I'm glad it's here. I'm kind of surprised that BlackBerry just dropped it, without any real, because of how people have been harassing them about it.
You mean you didn't hear the trumpets and see the flag waving?
Honestly, I didn't believe it. When I saw you guys in group talking about it, it's like, baloney. I was like, Robert's playing a trick on us. And no, it was there. When the screenshots started popping up, it's like, okay, I got to run and grab my Leap and see if I've got it. And of course I didn't. Thanks, AT&T. I think it's time to start harassing AT&T tomorrow.
Yeah.
I already started.
They need more of that. Or something. The joys. But I do hear that there's some improvements in the browser, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is the primary thing I wanted, to be honest. I want that browser to be snappy again like it used to be.
Yeah.
And again, I really need to wipe my passport. My passport, it's got so much stuff on it. I've done so many things to it over the time that I've had it. I mean, you guys know, and I have not cleared anything on that. So I mean, it's been used and abused. So I should expect it to be not in tip-top shape, because like my Leap, which I haven't had as long, it's quick. It is really quick. And we know that the passport is quicker than the Leap.
Yeah, for sure.
Another reason why I should just do the autoloader on my passport.
Yeah, well, something tells me I'll be doing that on Sunday if it doesn't drop OTA. So anyway, congratulations for that. Thank you, NEAP, for how many months delay? 10? Something?
I'm just waiting to get the first comment of where's 10.3.4 on the channel.
Yeah. Well,
what's up, Erica? You started to speak.
I think I was about ready to move on. I was just making sure you guys were done.
I think I'm good. I'm done.
Okay. Then let's move on the same way BlackBerry moved on into the new headquarters in Europe.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about where that is.
It's in Maidenhead.
Does Brad even know?
Didn't I blog it? It's the Pierce building, right? In Maidenhead, UK.
Pierce in Maidenhead, and which is, I don't know how far outside of London, but it's fairly close to London. There's a huge road section that encircles London's, outer core kind of thing, and Maidenhead's just a little bit outside of that to the west. And it was interesting when I was reading about it. There's a bunch of new, large-scale, well-known businesses that have moved into the area, and
into that building.
Yeah, and one of them is, if you live in a place that sees containers transported, a huge 40-foot seagoing containers kind of thing. There's a company called Maersk. They're just absolutely massive. Our city, Vancouver, is quite a huge port city, and there's lots of locations where containers are stored temporarily. And the overwhelming odds-on favorite name that you'd see on containers is this Maersk. And the reason I bring it up is because, what's up with IoT and BlackBerry's radar, and I'm wondering, how much synergy there is between those two companies living so close together. So I don't know, just something that popped out at me. But it's good to see them expanding and opening and creating offices, like that. Hey, Roy, if you're, I know you're not, well, maybe you're listening. I don't know.
There's no way he's awake right now.
But Roy, that is the subject of your next Why BlackBerry is Not Dead Yet podcast, is you don't open new offices in new places if you're dead. So have a nice day.
It's always good to see expansion.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. We've been so used to hearing, the layoffs, the cutbacks, the, cutting back on this, cutting back on that. It's nice to see that, we've crested, and now it's time to start growing out again. And I mean, I know we've seen the acquisitions, we've seen this growth before, but it just feels good every time you see it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we needed any proof that the turnaround was happening, every time we see an acquisition, every time we see a new headquarters pop up like this, there's our proof. I mean, what more do you need? The company is growing. It's not gone like so many of the detractors have said. over the years. Far from it.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely wonderful. I don't have any stats on how many people are going to be in there, but I suppose that we'll find out more in the near future.
Well, what else do we have for tonight?
What else?
I thought you had the list.
I had the list. That was the list.
I didn't know I deleted the list.
No, that wasn't the list. We took some stuff off that we didn't want to discuss tonight.
That is not the list.
It is.
Okay, well, how about this? There's a former U.S. Coast Guard Chief Information Officer, and BlackBerry has
ad hoc, right?
BlackBerry has tapped him to lead their Federal Cybersecurity Operations Center. So he's a retired Rear Admiral, I believe. And it's Robert, or I guess he likes to be called Bob, mostly because you can spell his name backwards and not make a mistake.
Go Palindrome.
So Bob Day, again, a Rear Admiral with the Coast Guard. And he, when he was done with that, I think he spent a couple of years on the board or advisory staff with Ad Hoc.
Yeah, he's been with Ad Hoc for a while. I think.
I thought it was like a couple of years.
Yeah, I think it was 2014 is when he jumped over there.
Well, the Coast Guard has been using Ad Hoc for several years. So I'm sure he's been familiar with it for much longer.
Yeah, that makes an amazing amount of sense. So obviously that was well recognized by BlackBerry, and they tapped him to come on board. And again, there's another one for you, Roy. This does not happen to dead companies. This just doesn't happen. So really looking forward to see what he can bring to further, strategic operations, finding ways to get BlackBerry software more embedded into federal agencies and whoever else needs them. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Hey, let's talk about something bad. Malware and hacks, right?
I thought you were going to talk about my guitar playing, but go ahead.
Hey, we can't talk bad about that. That's the intro to our audio blogcast.
Okay.
But we've seen a couple of things this last week. We saw a hack that people can steal Teslas via their Android app, right? And we've seen that Gooligan app, which I thought was a pretty creative name, kind of like hooligan, but Gooligan. And the scary thing is okay, here's the problem. We do have a lot of people out there saying, why would you buy a BlackBerry? You're paying this much for that. It doesn't necessarily have the name that some of these other phones have right now. And who cares about the security? Everybody's got the security. We've literally got people saying that these phones are the same as every other phone. But here's two very big hacks that have been pretty recently. I'm not entirely sure if the Tesla thing happened this last week or if it was the week before. Forgive me. Gooligan we heard about this week. And both of these things, what is frightening and what makes them as bad as they are is the root. The Tesla hack needs to be a rooted phone, right? The Gooligan hack, which is growing exponentially daily with the amount of people that are affected by this, the first thing it does when you install this app is it goes in and roots your phone. So it's like, here are two very big things, which in the mobile tech space and the cell phone news right now are pretty big stories that neither of them could or would affect a BlackBerry Android phone.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that threat is, excuse the expression, rooted in China, is it not? That's what's kind of where it came from, and that's, you know, where it's growing exponentially. I'm not sure.
It's primarily, it's not all.
Yeah.
And I mean,
That's
it's
right.
coming either through third-party app stores, which, yeah, there's a lot of those in China, but there's a lot of those here. There's a lot of those that we know people use here. And then it's also being done through phishing, which could be anyone, anywhere. You know, sending someone a message, sending them this or that.
Yeah, and like anything like that, it wherever it starts, it grows exponentially and ends up all the way around planet Earth until somebody finds a way to stop it. And I think we're probably discussing an organization that doesn't have to worry about stopping it at this point. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, we all saw Quadrooter and had to receive a patch. Not that it affected anybody using a BlackBerry anyway. So is this going to be something like that, or is it something not to worry about because of the choice of handsets we have, or, you know, that remains to be seen, I guess. It doesn't seem to be an emergency in BlackBerry's eyes. At least
right now, it is definitely something that we don't have to worry about. So, I mean, you know, if you've got a Tesla and you use an app.
Oh, yeah, that's what I got, yeah.
Well, I mean, come on. Are you willing to use your Samsung Galaxy Explosion 7 to possibly have your car stolen? I mean,
real life GTA.
Wouldn't it be worth having a BlackBerry phone and not have your very expensive car just driven away without any windows being jimmied or starters being, you know, having a screwdriver in it? They just walk up, they steal your car. They just drive away in it the way that it's supposed to be driven away in. And it's because of your choice in phone.
Yeah.
That needs to be out there.
Well, it does, and I, as time goes on, I can't believe it more and more. The amount of people that don't care about this kind of thing is just beyond my comprehension.
It'll only increase too as the IoT world grows and more things are connected.
Exactly.
Absolutely, that's why
it'll only increase.
It's why people have to start caring about this a year ago. Like, if you didn't start caring about this a year or two ago, you're late. You're really late. So at least start today. Wake up and start caring about your own privacy and security. It'll be worth it, believe me.
I am looking for something that was posted in group earlier today, so I guess I should actually be looking in group for that, right?
Well, it's a suggestion.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for something that if I say I'm looking for it, Dave will probably tell me not to bring it up.
So that's where we've gotten to, is it? Don't trust Dave with anything.
Well, I can't help you find if I don't know what you're looking for.
Yes. Yeah, Brad, don't bring it up, seeing as how you can't find it.
Seriously, I'm feeling a little...
Don't let me fill in the blank.
Just talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
Fill in the blank of I'm feeling a little, yeah.
Goodness, people. Maybe it was just a link. I thought it was a picture. Former BlackBerry fan site, N4BB, did a post. I'm assuming it was today. I saw it today. Do you remember the title of the post?
No, but it's probably in my browser history.
I must have missed it.
You clicked it?
Oh, wait a minute. Was that somebody babbling about the DTEC 60?
Yes.
Yeah, that was me this morning.
Why BlackBerry Android phones failed to make the mark.
Okay, now I didn't read the post, so I'm not about to speak to the post. I don't like the headline. I don't like the headline at all because I think, and this is me climbing up on my soapbox here, I think that
You should clean that thing. You're on it all the time.
I got footprints all over it. Because, okay, we know that the Priv didn't hit the sales mark, right? We don't know what the DTEC 50 has done. We don't know what the DTEC 60 has done. But what we have seen happen is the most important part, because the DTEC or the Priv, the problem was the price. We all know the problem was the price. John Chen said the problem was the price. I'm using a Priv every day now, and I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful phone. It's an awesome phone. Since we've got the updates to the Android apps and the update to the BlackBerry Android apps, it is an amazing phone to use. Now, the DTEC 50 came out, and it brought a budget full-touch phone that got a lot of good reviews, right? But what also got a lot of people saying, well, this is just an idle Ford. Now we've got the DTEC 60, which, yeah, it looks from the the offset, it looks like the idle, but higher specs, higher quality. It is not just the idle. It's not a rebranded idle. People can't say it's a rebranded idle. And if they're saying it's a rebranded idle, there's a reason that they're saying it's a rebranded idle. It's because they're anti-BlackBerry. But what these phones have done is put BlackBerry's name back out there again. And it hasn't put BlackBerry's name out there again to be trashed because, oh, there's no apps or there's no this or that. Especially the DTEC 60. It has everything that everybody has been complaining that a BlackBerry hasn't had. It has the fingerprint sensor. It has the glass back. It has the top specs. And it's a cheaper price. I mean, I don't think the point is to hit its mark that it has to have sales figures of an LG, a Samsung, or whatever. We've never said that. You know, what we've always said is it just needs to break even. It needs to cut a profit. But what it does need to do is it needs to improve BlackBerry's brand. Because unfortunately, the BlackBerry brand isn't what it used to be. It's not where we put it. I know us here at UTB, we put the BlackBerry brand on a pedestal. You know, I'm proud of it. I never hide what my phone is. I make sure people know what it is. But there's other, you know, the consumer out there, for some reason, places the Samsung up high. They place that, you know, that little plastic iPhone up high. And these new BlackBerries are increasing BlackBerry's brand value. So to say that, you know, these Android phones haven't hit the mark, I think that is a completely false post.
Yeah. You know, lots of people just say whatever they want to say so that they can get some clicks, and this is no different. And I didn't read the article seriously because it didn't have a serious title. I sort of spot checked it, and there was some compliments here and there, which is fine, but I don't get off on clickbait negative titles, so I didn't take a serious read at it. But you're absolutely right. And just a story, this week we had a lunch and learn at our office, had some existing and potential customers in there to show them some product that I won't bore you with, but the guy who was doing the presentation was our rep for this product. And he's from the States, and he came up for a couple of days, and he's standing up there, and he and I have sparred on numerous occasions on the subject. But anyway, he's going, yes, and the app for this this product runs on iOS, and it runs on Android. And you got anything to add, Dave? In front of about 15 people or something. I said, yeah. And BlackBerry, which got a couple of guffaws and yahoos and whatever. But anyway, it's just the point is that, you know, in his eyes, it's like an also ran or whatever, not something current, and in our eyes, everybody else is behind. So anyway, it's a tough nut to crack. It's a tough row to hoe. You got to climb back, get some position back. So this phone absolutely has that capability. The sad thing is it's not in carrier stores.
Which I still think that's on purpose. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially in the States, at least, carrier stores are not a very good friend to the brand. You'll find spotty locations where people are into it, but overall, they're not being a help. Up here, the percentage is better, and you can go into carrier stores and actually find BlackBerry handsets, and people who are happy to help you with it and your questions and demo them and stuff like that. Is it number one? No. Is it number two? No. But it's there. It's on display, and people can touch it and try it.
But you don't have the DTEC 60 in carrier stores, right?
No, absolutely not. They aren't in any carrier stores anywhere, as far as I know. No, my beloved TELUS, and I say that with a little tongue in cheek, who have been staunch BlackBerry sellers and supporters, they don't have it. They have DTEC
Now,
50.
how have they been doing with the Android updates? Are they right on the spot with all of them, or
Always.
has there been lag?
Always. If it's available, they have it right now. They've been great that way. And that's been the case since I've had my Priv. They're right on the ball. They've always been really good for BB10. Anything that they've ever had their mitts on, they've been first or second to get it out there. So that's one of the reasons I stick with them. But the case with the DTEC 60, being an unlocked device straight from BlackBerry, I don't think that'll have, well, it can't do anything but improve your updates, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the way.
I just can't help but think, and I mean, yeah, I'm used to American carriers and they're bottlenecking our updates and just flat out not giving us the updates and not supporting their paying customers.
Yeah, I've been on that soapbox before. I'm not sure I want to get back on it. Makes me extremely angry.
Think that this wasn't purposeful. That BlackBerry said, we are taking this route with our phones, that these are the most secure Android phones, period. And how are we going to ensure that they are the most secure Android phones? We're going to make sure that they're updated. It's like, I can't help but think that is not the deciding factor there, because...
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's a gamble, right? Like, if I let this out into the carrier stores, then they're the ones that are going to decide when it gets updated. And that puts me at risk of not being the most secure phone anymore.
Exactly. That's exactly how I see it.
Yeah. The gamble is I'll just do it myself, and and I'll make all the money from the sale, not have to spiff them. And that's been a pretty constant topic of conversation in our forums. Even I think Bartron has been the main guy behind that conversation over and over. Crusader.
The crusader of taking phone sales away from the carriers. And I mean, it obviously, Apple could easily go out and do that because they've got their retail establishments. At this point, Samsung could do that here in the US anyway, because they've got the little store within a store inside of Best Buys. Heck, even Microsoft could do that if they were still putting out phones. But for the LGs and the BlackBerries and the ZTEs and everybody else, that is just a huge gamble to do. And I'm because you don't have phones that you can walk into a store and buy. Now, BlackBerry has a, granted, very small but very loyal community that we're going to buy those phones one way or another. And we're also going to promote those phones one way or another. And I just think that taking the risk on a carrier not providing that update, like Verizon, how long were those people on Lollipop on the Priv? How safe was that phone? How can you honestly say that this is the world's most secure Android phone when you've got a, quote, partner that is making that phone unsafe? I just think that, I think personally, without any knowledge to go on, but I think BlackBerry made that choice to take that gamble, you know, and in doing so, they're losing a segment of possible sales, but they're gaining the ability to be truthful when they say the world's most secure Android phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, might as well stick with that theory. Sounds plausible.
Aaron's in the chat saying how he's already talked to AT&T about leaving if they don't start supporting BlackBerry.
Yeah.
But see, that, you know, I'm in the same boat. I've done that. I've harassed them on Twitter. I've harassed them in stores. I've called their customer service lines. And, I mean, here's the problem. Where are you going to go? You know, like, he says he'll just go to S-Talk. But, I mean, like, who supports them better that you would feel comfortable going to? Like, me in my area, this little area here, and I know this isn't nationwide because I hear it from Dick all the time, but the best service I have here is AT&T. If I jump to Verizon, if I jump to T-Mobile, or any of the smaller little local carriers, I'm going to have drop calls. I just will here. So it's like, well,
you know what? You don't use the phone, so who cares?
I use that data connection like no man's business, Dave.
Look, man, you had one phone call this month. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like talking on the phone. I'm surprised I'm sitting here talking with you people.
Who knew? Oh, well. Anyway, I get what you're talking about. I mean, for the other people that actually talk on the phone and are on AT&T in your area or something.
Yeah, I mean, with AT&T has such a huge market saturation here, and I know that's unusual, but they really do have the best coverage here. It's not even close with any of the other guys. So, I mean, it's like, am I going to, you know, I'll threaten to leave them all the time, but am I going to leave AT&T to go to Verizon that is more expensive, support BlackBerry even less, and have worse coverage? Or am I going to go to T-Mobile where it's worse coverage and...
Well, Verizon's CDMA, aren't they?
Yeah, it would have to be new phones. And yeah, and then right now the only thing you could get would be a Priv. Or go to T-Mobile where, you know, the CEO was the very first person that ever blocked me on Twitter. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure there's a few more.
There's been a few.
Yeah.
But hey, how many people could say the CEO of T-Mobile was the first guy to ever block you?
Yeah. It's all about being pink.
So, Dave, you got anything else? Because we're kind of short. We need Alpha. We need Roy.
I don't know, man. I'm 6 feet tall. You're short.
I'm 6'1", buddy.
Okay, I'm shorter then. So, well, there was an ad hoc sale in France. That's pretty cool. It's a town in France. I think it's just east of Paris. And I'm going to see if I can get this right. Rosny Sous-Bois And if I remember my high school French, sous-bois would translate to underwood. I don't know whether they meant that, but that's what that means. So anyway, this town decided to sign up, I think it was a 3-year contract for ad hoc. And their concerns were, I don't know whether it's directly related or whether recent events in Paris gave them a bit of a push, which is unfortunate. But as we were talking about before, you know, the concerns about security and privacy are increasing, not decreasing, and so they decided to, like I say, sign that 3-year agreement. I think it's 3 years with Ad Hoc / BlackBerry in order to take care of their security needs in the future. It's like for the town, for the area. So that's a nice win.
Hey, we're getting reports again. Alan said it on the site. Blackjack said it in group that people are having issues watching us on their Blackberries again. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's something to do with YouTube. It happened for a long period of time, and then it seemed to clear up, and now it seems to be happening again where it's cutting off the live show.
That's
that really
interesting.
blows.
So is that on BB10 handsets or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, then for those people, go into your browser then, I guess, and try switching to like from mobile mode to desktop mode, or if it's already in desktop mode, switch it to mobile mode and see if that helps you out, because that's tripped me up a bunch of times when I've tried to watch videos. Switch it up.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I know it happened for a long time, for a while there, and then it seemed to clear up. We're doing nothing different. It's something on Google's
Well,
side.
don't say that. People will be bored.
Oh, yeah, it's just same old show. Brad and Dave talking, and Erica sitting there wishing we'd be dead.
Ooh, that's a little harsh before Christmas. Or something.
Notice she didn't deny it.
No.
Too much effort to turn my mic off.
So what else? Interesting, small, but welcome change in the BB BlackBerry Android launcher, which enabled dark theme.
Did you turn it on?
I did. And
So did I.
At first I thought, why did I do that? And then I realized that, you know, not only when you go into your main apps drawer where everything lives, you know, is there a dark theme background there, but and I have it all over my phone, folders with apps in them. So all my music apps are in a folder, and all my communication and remote apps are in another folder, and pictures and videos and this and that. So I have a pile of folders with numerous apps in there. And when you open those up, they have a dark theme behind them too.
Well, thank you, Dave. Yeah, dude, I turned it on. I was like, why? Why did I do this? Because I don't use the app drawer. I never go into the app drawer. There's very few apps that I actually use consistently, and I really didn't notice any difference because I don't use the app drawer, except that our little app drawer icon had turned white. But now you got me looking in my folders, and hey, you're right. I like it. Good deal.
Well, it's only happened once before that I was right. So take a picture.
Do you want me to write you a note that you can stick on your fridge? Put a little gold star on it?
Yeah, I think that would be cool. That'd be cool. And so, I don't know, maybe somebody else knows something more about that than I do, or some other little Easter egg, but that's all I found. And what else? What else did we get? Oh, yeah, longer chats in BBM. I've only run into this once, and it was like a couple of years ago, where I tried to copy, it must have been a 2 or 3 page letter that somebody had written right into chat. and I can't remember whether I was sharing with an individual or in a group, but it did cut it off.
Yeah.
I don't know how many words.
A character limit. Was it like 2250 character
I don't
limit?
know.
I forget it. It'll tell you when you hit that limit.
Yeah. And so now I don't know what the new upper limit is, but that particular issue, if I were to recreate it, would not be there. So I don't know how what the upper limit is for characters or words or however they measure it. But that's an interesting thing. I wonder how that came about as a feature request that got implemented before cross-platform video. But
yeah, that's something that we kind of do need to address, because the only thing that I kept hoping for was that we would see that cross-platform video once we moved on to the new BB10 update, and that's not there.
No, I think you can see the icon, but you are not successful when you push it. I believe so, yeah.
So a step closer then?
Yeah, I don't know. If I go find your leap or something, then I can
but we've always been able to see the icon from the Android device. It just, you can't do it. It's from
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The icons are there, and it's such a tease. I'm looking at people that I know have BB10 devices.
Yeah, see, I'm on my Leap. Well, I don't have 10.3.3, but I'm on my Leap right now, and I'm looking at you, Dave, and I've got the phone, and I got the little private chat options.
Right.
No video camera there.
Okay. Too much fun. Yeah, well, I'm looking at Bigley, and we all know that he ain't got no Android. And I got a video icon. So it's like a one-way street that doesn't work anyway. So, yeah, boy, would that ever be a great Christmas present.
Yeah, really. Well,
or something for the new year or something. I really don't think that icon would be there if, like, why would they put that there? Leave it there. How many BBM updates have we had? And it's still there when I go look at one of my BB10 contacts.
Yeah, I know it's like one of the first things that we try every time we get a BBM update. Again, it's something I don't use. I'm not video chatting Roy's wife every time I go to the store like Roy is. Roy would probably kill me if I was.
Yeah, I think so. Now that he's out grocery shopping.
Honestly, I have no point in the video chat myself, but it is, again, just to be 100% honest and truthful, I think the people that would push BBM the most are those people, the long-term BlackBerry users, those that are still on BB10, if we could have that,
Yeah.
So it's like, buddy, at some point, see what's up.
I don't know, parents and children, siblings, friends, millennials, lots of people use it. FaceTime, you name it. It's a thing. So being able to offer that to, the people that are using BB10, along with people who are using BBM on other platforms, just makes sense. That connection should be there. I don't know what the issue is. I know it's not NEAP.
Yeah. So, have we run our course? Should Erica has something to share, right?
I do have something to share. A bit of announcement for next week's vlogcast. It will be at a different time. Next week's vlogcast will be at 11.
Very special edition.
Yes, and that's why it's at a different time. It'll be at 11 a.m. Eastern, so it's during the business day. Hopefully all of our normal listeners will be able to tune in still, because we have a special guest with Marty Beard, the COO of BlackBerry. He will be on our vlogcast next week.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I'm not going to say anything more this time because I have to have more conversations next week with the people in charge, and I will have more information after that.
Yeah, but hey, that's one you don't want to miss. Well, I mean, come on, guys. COO of BlackBerry, Marty Beard, the guy that posts images of smashed up iPhones, coming on on Twitter, coming on the UTB Blogcast.
The one that Brad totally fangirled over a few weeks ago.
I know, he's my BlackBerry hero right now, and I'll be sure I have my mute button pressed when I start screaming like a schoolgirl as we're talking.
Oh yeah, this is Brad's Beatles.
So,
no,
yeah.
that's going to be great. 11 a.m. Eastern time. 8 a.m. Pacific. People, be there. Be square.
Yes. Tune in. Beyond that, I'm not saying another word.
Okay, well, this is quick. I was hoping Alpha would join in. He never showed up. Roy, we know about. So, yeah, I know that the 5 of us will be here next week. We've all pretty much the pinky swear on that one. So, join us next week for a heartfelt, very special. What was the old after-school special? Man, I forget the little slogan. But be here, be square.
All right.
You bet. Bells on.
I guess that's goodbye.
Goodbye, folks. See you next week.
All right. See you guys later.